Everybody. So I guess today is November 2nd and day 2 of my new chapter in my life, and I just got out of the hospital. Yay. So, I've had pleurisy or whatever it's called, where your rib tissues swell up and makes you have a hard time breathing. I've had that since '07, and I haven't had really any problems with it until now again. So I've been on steroids and inhaler and albuterol and all kinds of stuff for the past couple days because I could feel it coming on. It's a very specific pain, and you know when it's coming and you know it's there, and it's very painful, and it's very hard to talk and breathe and everything. So I went into the ER. I had to leave work. I had to leave work yesterday too. I went to the chiropractor and thought that it would make it better, and he popped my back, and I was like, oh, I can breathe, because my rib cage is locked up to where it's like my ribs are basically like this. Can't do it with one hand, but anyways, they're like on top of each other like this. They're not aligned perfectly like this. Sorry, I'm on medicine, okay, people? I'm trying to give you visualizations. But anyways, so I was like, oh, I can breathe. As soon as he popped my back, I felt my rib cage, and I was like, yes. And then he turned me over and popped my neck, and then my ribs popped right back into where they were, and I was like, and I just thought, oh, it's probably just because I just got adjusted. And then no, it got worse and worse and worse over the night, and yeah, it was bad. So I had to leave work, and really hoping that I don't get fired, because I just got back to work from a personal leave, and my boss was gone today, so really hoping she's not too pissed off and understand. She's my main boss, and my coworkers are great, and the other supervisor was like, go, they did a chest x-ray and CT and blood work and all kinds of stuff, and had a fever, and my oxygen was really low, so they put me on oxygen, and did the works, and I had a fever too on top of everything. So yeah, they were watching me, and my blood pressure was really high. Normally my blood pressure runs really, really, really low, like dangerously low, and it was like 180 over 100, which normally I'm like 90 over 60. So yeah, they were kind of concerned, and so they got me back pretty quick, so I was thankful for that. And so they said I had a stomach bug too on top of it, because I haven't really been able to keep anything down or eat or drink or anything, and I was dehydrated, so they gave me some fluid. So I'm pinked up again, and I have the steroid flush too, so I do feel better after getting some saline in me and some hydration. So I've got my bottle of water. Promise I'll drink it by the end of the night. I'm trying to drink. They gave me nausea medicine and some other stuff to help my stomach, because they were kind of worried about my stomach because, well, the stomach bug, and they gave me something else too. My bariatric surgeon called in and said that I needed to see him, so kind of worried about that, but I mean, if it was something bad, I'm sure they, would tell me. But anyways, and I, of course, lost my weight. Yay, I lost weight. And, but today's really been a crappy day, I'm going to be honest with you. I was trying to give people second chances in my life and trying to be honest with my mom and my family, and they told me to be careful about some stuff. And the very next day after I poured my heart out to my mom, which is kind of hard for me to do even though my mom's like wonderful, I basically got crapped on, and it was really hard, and I didn't really feel like the need to go to my mom and be like, oh, sorry, you told me so, you know. And I didn't want to hear that I told you so speech. And dealing with that hurt and trying to start over and be positive. And then I've, found out some stuff about my dad that is very upsetting. And I won't say that on Facebook or to my family because they don't really know about this YouTube. So please, shh. Very upsetting about my dad, and traumatizing. It's kind of one of those things where you've always been right your whole life, but you were told you were crazy. And told that you were a liar and that you were crazy and blah, 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 blah. And then you find out, oh, I wasn't crazy, and that really did happen. And I'm not stupid, and I didn't need to go to a psychiatrist or a counselor or anything and be put on crazy pills and be yelled at, and gotta forgive and move on. And so I was a daddy's girl, and I love my dad very much, even though he had a lot of personal demons and he had a really, really hard childhood. I mean, think of the worst childhood you could ever possibly have, and that's what my dad came from. He had a dad that was really awesome and then came back from World War II and was abusive and a drunk and a very evil, evil man. So he had a bad childhood, and yeah. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And then I told somebody some things in confidence, and they went and told one of my family members, and it kind of made me look like a liar because I hadn't had time to talk to them about it yet. And it just brought on all these feelings, and found out that someone very close to me is possibly very sick, and I really can't handle losing anybody else. So I ended up after the hospital at my sister's spot and laid a blanket down and just laid next to her. I mean, I know she's not there, but it made me feel good to feel her little faceplate and look up at the sky and look at the beautiful sky and the sun shining down on me and her wind chimes, and to just talk. And that's what I always used to do. My sister really couldn't talk very well when she passed away, but I always knew that when she was home, I could just curl right up next to her and tell her everything. So yeah, so I'm home, but I'm gonna give a positive thing, even after my 9 minutes of crying and bad news. I'm so proud of my son, Ethan. He read an entire little booklet to me, and I told him if he read it 5 times, I would give him $1 each time he read it, and then I told him that if he got 5 smileys for each day of the week, that I would give him $1 for each smiley, because last week it was a bad week. So, little booger came home, and I said, show me your report card for the week, and 5 smileys. So, he wiped me out, got my $10. So proud of Ethan. So, anyways, love you guys. Bye.